guys, Ryan with Cajun Cardboard coming at you with another episode of 5 Up, 5 Down, 5 Minutes, where we talk about a particular NBA player's cards over the last 90 days. We look at 5 cards that have gone up, 5 cards that have gone down, and I try to spend no more than 5 minutes on each, but I've yet to do that. That's just a goal, but the title sounds too good to change it to 5 Up, 5 Down, 7 minutes. So we're going to leave it 5-5-5. Let's switch you over. We got Steph Curry pulled up on Card Ladder. First, I want to look at his overall index over the last 2 years. This is going to be eye-popping for a player whose historical resume hasn't really changed over the last 2 years. He's certainly an all-time great, a top 20 player of all time, and arguably, well, some would argue, but pretty much arguably the greatest shooter of all time. If you look at his index on your screen, you will see his cards have gone up 907% over the last 2 years. Again, you have to look at the constituent cards in Card Ladder. It's not going to include as many low-end base cards because his era, his rookie card was so long ago, so it's probably not going to have as many low-end base cards that have tanked like other players such as Luka or Tatum or Fox or Jaylen Brown or Zion and stuff like that. So again, you have to keep that stuff in mind when you look at these indexes. All along, you got to look at the constituent cards in there. So the majority of the Steph Curry cards in his index, it's going to have some base cheap stuff, right? But it's not going to have as many low-end, overprinted base crap, post ultra modern stuff. So that will obviously result in his index going up a lot. But what I wanted to show you is up 900% over 2 years. Over the last year, we've seen, the majority of the hobbies players in basketball have all been down. He's up 61.39%. And let me tell you why that's even more impressive. Because over the last 3 months, his overall index is down 15%. So as Steph Curry has gotten into these playoffs, as the Warriors have gotten healthy, except for Wiseman, they're starting to push through the playoffs. They're on the cusp. Tonight is going to be the NBA Finals, Game 1. I don't know if I'm going to release this today or tomorrow, so either Game 1 will have finished when you've watched this, or you're going to watch it before Game 1 begins, and you might watch it after regardless. The fact that Steph Curry's cards are down 15% over the last 90 days is really somewhat confusing. So he's starting to fall in line with a lot of the other players in the hobby. Down 15% is not nearly as deleterious of a drop as many of the other players that we've seen in the hobby. But that's his overall index. Let's look specifically at his cards. We always sort by PSA 10 just because we've got to have some type of frame of reference. And so I've got 61 results pulled up. Let's look at the cards that are down, the 5 cards that are down the most at first, okay? So no surprise here. It's an overprinted 2019 Silver Prism PSA 10. Really fantastic looking card. I'll pull it up for you on the screen. It's really a great looking card. That one's a little bit off center for PSA 10 in my opinion, but that's the card. It's a pop 976 already. If we look at the card over the last 90 days, it's down 35.56%. You can see it goes up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, which is pretty unique, but that's what it's done. But ultimately, if you look from beginning point to end point, it's down 35% over the last 90 days. Next is a really surprising card for me. This is his 2009 Bowman 48. This is his base version. It's numbered to 2009. It's a pop 145, so not a high pop card. It is a rookie. It is a reputable product. It is PSA 10. This card sold for $8,000 less than 3 months ago, and most recently it sold for $5,530. This is not an aberration. It makes me think the 8,000 might have been a reach. If we look at 6 months, yeah, that 8,000 was a little bit of a peak, or the 7,900, but it looks to be coming down. If you ask me, it was as high as 9,525 in December of 2021. Just an interesting card here. Let's look at the last year. Yeah, it's kind of an interesting card. If you look at it over the last year, the card's up 6%. So pretty much it's back to where it started with a 6% change. But over the last 90 days, the card is down 30%, and it looks like it's a pretty steady trend here. There's been 5 sales at about that number, 5,500, 5,100, etc. Next on our list is the card everybody's going to be familiar with. This is his 2009 Topps Chrome Refractor. This card is numbered to 500. It is a PSA 10, but it's only a pop 20 228. This card is not going to sell very often, so these could be skewed, right? These numbers could be skewed. In the last 3 months, it's only sold twice, and it was 204 and 144. Yikes, that is a big difference. That's a $60,000 drop from one sale to another. Let's look at the last 6 months. We get one more in there. The card was 228 before that. Let's go out to a year. The card jumped. And so if you look at it over the last year, the card's up 44%. It's up $45,000. But if we look at the last 90 days, it tells a much different story. It makes me think maybe the card ran up too much too quick. Let's look at the last 2 years and see what we see. Yeah, so we'll see, a little mountain and a reset, and then another mountain and now a reset. So we don't know where this card's going. There's only 28 of them. I don't own a Steph Curry card of any meaning whatsoever. I think I own a 2012 Prism base card for my set that I'm chasing in PSA 10, but I don't own a big Steph Curry card. If I was going to buy one, this would probably be the card that I would buy. Again, I would never spend, this is a hypothetical, I would never spend $144,000 on a Steph Curry card because I would go buy a Jordan or a LeBron or something like that instead. But just if I was going to pick a card, that would probably be the premier rookie card for me. And based on my likes and what I need, obviously his RPA is going to be a huge card as well. And then of course, there's the gold. But that's card number 3 as far as which cards have gone down the most in the last 90 days. Next is a little bit smaller card. This is his 2013 base Prism from Card Ladder. It's only a $72 card, but plenty of data points. So this is a little better indication. And this card's come down, right? This was well over a $100 card. It got as high as 119 bucks about a month and a half ago. The most recent sale was 72, but the sale before that was 110. So this looks like a pretty good pickup here at 72 bucks. If we scroll out for the last 6 months, that's the lowest sale price in the last 39 sales for this particular card. If we look at the last year, that's the lowest sale price in the last 89 sales. So maybe somebody just picked up a really good deal on that card at 72 bucks. That's kind of what I'm looking at. But again, this is falling into that category of base is bad, base Prism pops too high. 326 is a pretty high pop for a not super meaningful Steph Curry card. So I don't know how many Steph Curry collectors even want to put this base PSA 10 2013 Prism in their collection. I mean, even a 2012 Prism would have a little more meaning because it's the first year of Prism. So that's card number 4. Card number 5 is your 2009 Panini base Steph Curry rookie card. It's a pop 157. This is a pretty big card here. Over the last 3 months, the card has come way down from 1800, 1780 down to 1,000, under 1,000, under 1,000 again, and then it is jumped up here to 1,300. So even with a $500, $490 spike from the last sale, the card is still down 28%. Imagine if we went from 1,800 to 810 and we didn't have this recent sale from 5 or 6 days ago. This card would be down more than 50%. I mean, that's a huge drop from 1780 down to 810. So that would be about a 60% drop if my math is correct, maybe 55, something like that. Anyway, so there's 5 cards down. I want to scroll real quick and show you a lot more that are down 20%, 15%, etc. So these are high-end Stephs that are coming down. A lot of these cards, not all of them, but a lot of these cards are high-end Steph cards coming down. Let's switch over and look at the cards that have gained the most. Okay, so the first one that's gained the most is going to be this 2018 Cornerstones Downtown. One thing I don't understand about about downtown cards is sometimes they come from 1-in-1, sometimes they come from Cornerstones, sometimes they come from Studio. I can't figure out anything about this insert. I guess it's coming from different products, different years. I don't know. Maybe some people like that. I would drive me crazy. I would not be able to stand that. But this is the card we're looking at, and this is the number 1 gainer card over the last 90 days for Steph. If we look at the graph over here on the right, you can see over the last 3 months it's up 26%, and we've got 3 data points. It was 1,800 in April, 2,551, and this one settled at 2,276. So it's actually come down a little bit from the last sale a little over a month ago by a couple $100. No big deal there. Next on our list is another 2009. This is an Upper Deck first edition, so a little bit of a parallel of the regular Upper Deck. This is sold for exactly $1,000 on the nose. Last sale just a couple days ago, actually yesterday. If we look at it over the last 3 months, it's up 9%. Judging from this 916 first one, it obviously spiked way up here to 1375. Somebody looks like they overpaid a little bit and reached there from about a month ago, and it's back to about $1,000 card. That's his 2013 Upper Deck First Edition PSA 10. Pretty good looking card right there, featuring him in his Davidson uniform. A lot of people don't like college uniforms, so maybe that has something to do with why this rookie card is only $1,000 for Steph Curry. Next would be his 2009 Prestige. This is a little bit higher pop card. Prestige was a super low end product that came out in the late to kind of that turn of the decade, right? 2009, 2012, 13, 14. So Prestige has since been discontinued, but this is his base Prestige PSA 10, last sold for $561. This card looks really steady on this graph. It's actually only up 2%, and you're thinking to yourself, wow, that's not a good sign. So we've got 3 Steph Curry cards so far that have gone up over the last 90 days in an index with over 200 cards. Again, we're only looking at the PSA 10s, so the PSA 8s and 9s may have gone up, but as far as PSA 10s go, that's card number 3 on your list. There it is right there, the Steph Curry Prestige PSA 10. It's only up, and it's done a little bit of camelbacking right here, a little bit of up and down undulation. It's only up 2%. And then the last card, we're not even going to get 5. This is really a 4 up, 5 down, 5 minutes. The last one that's up is his 2009 Bowman 48. That's actually a PSA 9. That's it. That's a PSA 9 that somehow snuck in there. I'm not sure how. So only 3 Steph Curry PSA 10 cards that are in the card ladder. Remember, this is not all Steph Curry cards in the world. I can only use what data I'm provided here on my screen. But out of what did we say? How many cards are in that Steph Curry index? 241 cards. Out of 241 cards, only 3 of those cards went up in PSA 10 condition. That's pretty confusing. So if we go down here, a lot of these PSA 10s haven't sold, so that's why you'll see a 0. None of these have sold in the last 90 days. And then it just gets red. Red, 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 red. That's a lot of Steph Curry cards going down over the last 90 days, fellas. Again, I'm not a Steph Curry collector, but one thing to keep in mind is that the market's in a reset, even for people that are on the cusp of picking up another ring, which is only going to add to his historical legacy. I mean, right now, if we talk about Steph Curry, really all we're wondering is he going to sneak his way? I shouldn't say sneak. Is he going to earn his way into the top 10 players of all time? Can he earn his way? And that's going to be an argument. I think no matter what Steph does from this point on in his career, I mean, he would have to win maybe this one and then 2 more rings to really have an argument that he belongs, in the top, 7, 8 players, past Bird, past Magic, past guys like Kobe and Duncan and guys like that. It would be tough. I mean, one thing Steph Curry does have going for him, he's the greatest shooter of all time. I think most people would agree with that. But excited about this finals. I wish I had more skin in the game. Really, all I got is Jaylen Brown. But just wanted to give you guys a glimpse of the Steph Curry market over the last 90 days. Again, his cards are down 15%, in these 241 in the card ladder index. But if you scroll out to the last 2 years, for God's sakes, beggars can't be choosers, right? Just count your blessings. If you're a Steph Curry collector, you've been on one hellacious run, up 900% over the last 90 days. That's an impressive run. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. Keep collecting. Enjoy the NBA Finals. Stay positive in the hobby. And peace.